Sit down, listen up. Today I'm going to teach you about one of the most devastating forces in nature. Not volcanoes, not hurricanes, not rising sea levels. Idle woman syndrome. Idle woman syndrome is not bored women. It's what happens instead of boredom in some women. Instead of doing literally anything else, they become destructive to everyone around them. Most women will never experience this. They might, on occasion, dip a well-manicured toe in the shallows of level 1, but either they or someone close will pull them back before this turns into an extended skinny dip in the deep. So what is idle woman syndrome? Well, like everything just before it's adopted by scientists, it's a non-scientific theory. It's an idea, an answer to a very common question in modern life. What the fuck is wrong with her? Idle woman syndrome is what happens when a woman has too little purpose, too much free time and broadband. It's the difference between enjoying the view from a window and noticing the neighbour has cut their grass to make you look bad. For our entire evolutionary journey, we have been dealing with real problems. Starvation, disease, war, childbirth, winter, a new cough that might kill everyone in the village. Now modern life says the kids are at school, the shopping's being delivered, the washing machine is on, and dinner can be ordered from an app. And our primitive monkey brain says, need problem, no problems, me make problem. It's the problem vacuum, and nature hates a vacuum. So does a bored woman with Wi-Fi. If there's no real crisis, the brain starts shopping for one, or worse, manufacturing one. That's why this seems to be worse in more industrialized nations, and the biggest problems are found in the more well-off areas with PTAs and HOAs. But idle woman syndrome is a symbiotic organism. Without the right male counterpart, it quickly flames out. I say male counterpart because female same-sex marriages are more likely to end in divorce. Non-IWS women are way too strong and smart to stick around enabling Little Miss Crazy their whole life.
I did not fucking deck you. I fucking was hitting you.
IWS needs a weak man, a man who's fine with all the drama created around him as long as he's not the target. The type of man who says, happy wife, happy life, while having neither. I've been studying this for decades and discovered there's 4 distinct levels. Level 1, surveillance. Idle woman syndrome might start with just a simple, interesting. The neighbours have... Now, it doesn't really matter what they say after this. If it gets validated, the early stages of the condition will get the nutrients it needs to grow. This can easily progress into, that's the 3rd time today. They're just doing this to make a point. They'll spend more time near windows or looking at cameras. Next, they'll take this online. They say it doesn't bother them while canvassing for others who have also noticed. If a local Facebook or WhatsApp group doesn't exist in your area, it will very soon. This is how idle woman syndrome starts. The first level doesn't target family or friends, it's neighbours. She'll say she's just observant. MI5 is observant. She's operating a stakeout on the neighbours' bins. She'll say she just wants a nicer community for everyone. She'll say she's just making sure standards don't slip. She's becoming Kim Jong-un of the cul-de-sac. Level 2. Vagueposting. This is where the internal toxicity has built up so much pressure that it has to start leaking out. And when it leaks publicly. Of course, she's never going to mention her grievance politely to the neighbour directly or discreetly. No. She'll post, funny how people with easy lives make so much noise on a Saturday morning. If every single neighbour asks if it's about them, of course she'll say, no babe, it's about someone else. But in level 2, it's no longer limited to neighbours. Friends are now finding themselves in the crosshairs. Of course, she'll always maintain plausible deniability. She wants attention, privacy, sympathy, and deniability all at the same time. Some women are fighting on more fronts than Churchill. It's not a feed, it's evidence of psychological warfare with inspirational fonts. When I'm gone, I'm gone. It's not a boundary, it's a hostage note with curled eyelashes. It means you need to put the effort in. It means I destroyed everything, but you need to fix it. It's her dropping a smoke grenade and retreating to safety as a victim. Dramatic, vague, self-important. It's children's games being played by middle-aged women. Her husband will come home to the latest sanctions list. We don't talk to them anymore. We're not going there anymore. They'll miss us when we're gone. Your neighbours were always unlikely to move over anything petty, but some friends will start to increase their distance. This is where their outer circle starts shrinking. Level 3. Sabotage. The real life consequences escalate rapidly. She's the full-time mum with kids who are full-time elsewhere. Her occupation is misery farmer. Women at this level will take all the fun out of their own wedding, complaining about everything in real time. Karens are a symptom. IWS is the cause. You think a friend's wedding stands any chance? You could give them 14 months notice. 14 months, a whole baby could be conceived, born and nearly walking in that time, and she'll say, I'd already be on my holiday if it wasn't for your wedding, or your wedding is making me travel during half term, or both. It'll be a 9th Disney holiday, not a once-in-a-lifetime trip, not a medical emergency, not we planned this years ago, just I've decided Mickey needs me more than you do. 9 Disney trips is no longer a holiday. It's a custody arrangement with Goofy. She won't even try to hide things anymore. Plausible deniability has gone. If you post 30 days until my big day, she'll post 31 until my holiday. And if you're annoyed, upset, disappointed, that's your problem. It's social arson with a confused face and lip filler. Level 4. Pure darkness. Now, one thing I find really frustrating is idle woman syndrome is rarely captured properly in cinema. Films need plots, characters need arcs, people need redemption. A woman like this in film usually has to learn something, cry in the rain, apologise, and become a better person by the 3rd act. Reality TV, though, paints a very different picture. Reality TV understands something films are too polite to admit. Some people do not want resolution. They just want relevance and stimulation. One thing films sometimes show is the absolute horror of what happens when all the energy turns inwards to their own family. Actual witches. Historically, IWS was much rarer. Not because women were better, because women were busier. You can't start a Facebook argument in 1840. You're too busy washing clothes in a bucket, making soup from bones, and dying of a bad tooth. Modern life removed 90% of the effort from most chores, and we should all be happy. I like washing machines. I'm not here saying women should return to rivers and beat sheets on rocks so neighbours can live in peace. The point is, we removed the work, but we didn't replace the feeling of purpose. We took away the washboard and gave Auntie Susie Instagram stories. What do you think was going to happen? In the past, boredom was rare and had nowhere to go. Now it has fibre. And this brings us to history's most important question. Do you really believe there were witches in Salem? Or do you think maybe one woman looked a little too happy with her herb garden, while another woman's cow got sick, and then the village group chat got out of hand? Legally, I'm not saying Salem witch trials were caused by idle woman syndrome, but it makes a lot more sense than literal witches. Okay kids, so here's the practical advice. Everyone needs purpose. Everyone needs to be working on solving a problem. A woman with a career, or who is self-employed, is earning money while solving problems. A mum homeschooling will look out the window for a moment's break, not to monitor bin movements. A trad wife is way too busy waking up at 4 a.m. to emotionally blackmail her sourdough starter. A woman knitting is saving lives. Honestly, the rise of IWS directly correlates with the decline of knitting. A woman with a purpose is a gift to society, but a woman with too much free time, no purpose, and a Facebook account is a disaster waiting to happen. Idle woman syndrome. Ask your doctor if knitting and an Etsy shop is right for her. Side effects may include increasing social circles, better relationships, and happier neighbours. And most importantly, kids, do not get one pregnant.